Howdy, this is Chuck the My Moon Squirrel. I am here at South by Southwest, hanging out with two very cool individuals. They are in the act The Moon Duo, which is very apropos because there are two of them. So why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves?
I'm Sinai.
I'm Ripley.
Tell us a little bit about yourselves and what you sound like, influences, anything like that.
You want me to hold this? We kind of sound a little like the band Suicide, maybe, but more of a rock kind of thing because we have guitar. So we're sort of influenced by some of electronic music from the '70s with like really pulsing sort of rhythms, but then with a guitar sort of thing over the top, sort of like if Neil Young joined Kraftwerk or something like that.
Tell us about your name. I mean, is it literally just you guys are both kind of up there looking up at the moon and you came up with duo, or is there some good spirituality there, or just interest in science?
It's sort of all of those things, but I think, I guess if you had to like narrow it down, it would come to like just sort of the inspiration of the moon and how just the heavens, the sky is sort of this source of inspiration for, humanity throughout, the history of civilization, and how it, you can look up at the sky and get this sense of your own mortality, but also this sense that the universe just goes on forever, and you're literally seeing the future when you look up at the sky. You're seeing light, from thousands of years ago reflecting back at you. Maybe not with the moon, but
yeah,
I guess sort of all of that.
Oh, absolutely. I know that there's a lot up there, and it's obviously the closest thing to us. I think is really interesting. I think that's why a lot of people like yourself, look up at it, and it's the closest thing, most tangible item. Has something crazy happened on a full moon night, or do you look like myself? Do you look up and say, "Oh, okay, it's a full moon. I know it's going to be, crazy tonight"?
Well, I can't think of any particular crazy stories having to do with the full moon, but I think we both always notice the full moon, and it's kind of this has this magnetic allure to it. But I mean, the moon exerts some interesting influences over different things going on the Earth anyway, like the tides, and it just seems to exert some kind of pull.
People across the world have seen the face or a rabbit. Do you guys see anything in particular when you look up at the moon?
Squirrels.
Ah, right on.
I see the rabbit. I think I can't help it because I was told that there's a rabbit, so when you look, you see the rabbit.
ask a NASA scientist, and by if you could, I mean you are about to right now. If you could ask a NASA scientist a question about the moon, what would it be? I mean, or anything space related. They're NASA. They know things.
Where did the water come from? That's what I'm curious about. I mean, I think I've read that they think it came from some other place and it sort of landed on the moon. But so that's something I'm curious about. I'm not sure if anyone knows. Maybe you know, Magic Squirrel.
Posed the question to our scientists: if you could ask these rock stars or these professional performers a question, what would it be? And one of the things that we got back in particular was, how do you go about, and this was actually for you guys specifically, how do you go about picking the proper beard length to rock with? Is that a process, or is that just a feel thing?
I think it's based off of Galileo's original theorem on hair length and hirsuteness in society, but not strictly. You sort of have to just feel it out.
Right.
Sanai hasn't had any luck with it yet, but she's working on it.
Good thing.
Yeah, it's tough, but I try. We'll see.
We'll work it out. Early on, they said, well, the moon was made of cheese. And if, in fact, if we were completely wrong and it, in fact, was made of cheese, what cheese would you guys hope that it was made out of? And what would you think?
I think a nice brie.
A nice soft.
Yeah, it seems like it would be very luminescent in the reflecting the light
all that
from the
butter
sun.
content,
Yeah,
definitely.
exactly.
That butter fat content.
I was going to say the same thing.
Were you really?
Seems like a brie.
It's all large and glowing and round.
Big mozzarella ball, maybe, or something like that.
See, I've always been kind of partial to string cheese, though the practicality of a large circular wad of string cheese is kind of a little touch and go, but you do what you can. And so, yeah, thank you guys again. I really appreciate it. And we will definitely take your questions, your pressing questions to our science guys and say,
cool.
Answer these now.
Nice.
Because these guys are cool and they want answers.
Sweet.
Well, good deal. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Take care.
You too.
Thank you very much.